If you're new to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button and also hit the bell as well for new videos every day, every week.
What's going on, all of my fellow Joy-Con boys and girls? This is your boy, Nintendo Logan. We're once again back at it again here, with once again another stream for you all here. And as you guys already know, because it is Friday, we are of course about to do another episode of our Friday morning show that we do every single Friday at 9:30 AM Eastern and 6:30 AM Pacific time, with our Nintendo News Roundup weekly recap show that we do, like I keep saying, on this day actually. And there has been a lot of stuff that's went on over this week, and of course, we're going to be going over them and discussing them in today's epic episode of Nintendo News Roundup. So, hope you guys are looking forward to this once again. And, of course, for everybody coming to the stream, want to send everybody tuning in right now, no matter if you're watching live or watching this later on the replay as well. Of course, obviously, the stream chat is dead right now, which is definitely not a huge surprise at this point, with the stream chat being dead and whatnot. But, hopefully everybody's doing good still and having a great Friday and of course, fresh start to your weekend, of course, here, so. But, of course, if you guys are excited about today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup, make sure you guys, as always, smash up that like button if you guys are looking forward to this episode of our show. And if you guys are brand new to the channel as well, make sure you guys, as always, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure you guys turn on all notifications to not miss out on more upcoming episodes of Nintendo News Roundup every single Friday. And plus, keep up to date on more upcoming Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2 content next time in the near future. And also, right after the stream wraps up as well, we are, of course, going to be doing the next episode of DK Bonanza right after the stream wraps up at 10:30 AM Eastern Standard Time. So then we make you guys do stay tuned for that coming up here later on after this stream wraps up immediately. And also at 5 PM Eastern and 2 PM Pacific Time, we also will be doing some more Friday Switch gaming with you guys right around that time as well. So also make sure you guys do stay tuned for that too as well. And plus, if you guys are not yet subscribed to the Nintendo World Eclipse channel, Logan's Pokemon TV series review, the main Ultra Joy-Con game channel, plus Ultra Joy-Con game live. As you guys all know, some of those channel lists will be in the description below, as well as on the main page of our YouTube channel. And if you also want to become a member in our amazing Discord community as well, that info will also be in the description below as well. If you want to know how to join our Discord server, if you guys are not yet joined it, and want to become a member in there as always. And of course, if you guys are not doing that stuff and do not hit that like button, once again, Rachel Visame will, as always, come out here and say, what's wrong with you? If you all do not do any of that following stuff that I mentioned to you guys just now. And make sure, guys, so we can get more people in the stream, I need you all to definitely, without a doubt, please do me a favor, share the link to the stream around everywhere so that we can hopefully try to get more people tuning in right here. Because that's the only other way, once again, and we can try to get more people tuning into the stream here. If you guys share the link to the stream around to everyone, like on Discord servers, anywhere, I seriously really need you all to do that for sure. We're sharing the link around to the stream so we can hopefully, fingers crossed, get more people in here. And so we don't have another dead chat once again here. Alright, but anyways, I've read enough, so without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into all of our news topics for today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. And we're going to be starting off with our first news item of the stream. And as you guys all know, we just had a Pokemon Presents presentation that just went live pretty much a couple days, not really a couple days ago, but early in the week actually on Tuesday. Is when we had this Pokemon Presents presentation. And we did do a full live reaction on this Pokemon Presents. So, if you guys are not yet checked out our live reaction to the recent Pokemon Presents, and the replay is up now on our YouTube channel. And so if you guys want to see our overall live reaction on what we thought about this Pokemon Presents. But if you guys want to know also, all the announcements that were pretty much made during the Pokemon Presents, there was a full rundown of all the stuff that was mentioned in this recent presentation. So all this info is coming from NintendoEverything.com, and this is the information that we have, and all the list of announcements that we had for this Pokemon Presents here. And so this is what the article says here with all the details. The Pokemon Presents broadcast for July 2025 wrapped up, and we now have an official recap announcement going over everything that was covered. There was plenty of news for Nintendo Switch 2 and Switch 1, mobile, and the world of Pokemon in general. Pokemon Friends was announced and released, and we got new looks at Pokemon Legends ZA and Pokemon Champions and more. And here's a full recap of what was mentioned in this presentation. So the Pokemon Company Group hosted a special Pokemon Presents streamed online to fans around the world. The video presentation featured new announcements and reveals from across the globally popular entertainment franchise. Highlights include new details for the upcoming video games, Pokemon Legends ZA and Pokemon Champions, the launch of Pokemon Friends, a teaser for the Pokemon Tales, The Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu, the highly anticipated collaboration between the Pokemon Company International and Artemon, and more. So first of all, for Pokemon Legends ZA, new details have been announced for Pokemon Legends ZA, which is of course launching for Switch 1 and also Switch 2 on October 16th, 2025 on both Switch 2 and the Switch 1. It's more Lumio City. During the day, trainers can explore the vibrant city and find Pokemon in wild zones, when they may encounter strong wild Pokemon known as Alpha Pokemon. These Pokemon are larger than their regular counterparts, having glowing red eyes, and are particularly powerful and difficult to catch. At night, players can also compete in the ZA Royale and aim to climb the ranks, with battles against even more powerful trainers awaiting as the player advances. One of those trainers the player will face in a promotion match is I'm sorry if I mispronounce this here. Corbiu, I'm not sure how you say that, but if I mispronounce it, then I definitely do apologize. The boss of an organization operating in Lumio City called the Rust Syndicate. All kinds of encounters await the player in Lumio City. Emma is a detective who wants the players to track down missing Pokemon, locate missing items, and occasionally take part in Pokemon battles. Trainers can also assist Mabel, the acting director of the Pokemon Research Lab, who analyzes Pokemon habits and the reasons behind their growing populations. In return, players can receive TMs and other rewards for their help. Team MZ. Upon arriving in Lumio City, players will be invited by either Urban or Tawny to join Team MZ, a crew dedicated to keeping Lumio City a peaceful place. In addition to Urban or Tawny, TMZ includes Naveen and an up-and-coming fashion designer partnered with Scraggy and Lita, or Lita, I'm not sure how you say that name still, and a aspiring professional dancer who battles alongside her partner Staryu. Rogue Mega Evolution. A strange phenomenon is happening in Lumio City. Some wild Pokemon are mega evolving on their own and are going on rampages. Quasartico Incorporated, the corporation driving Lumio City's redevelopment, will task the player and the rest of Team MZ to investigate these strange occurrences. Together they will battle and calm a variety of rude mega evolved Pokemon. Trainers who succeed will attain Mega Stones as rewards. Newly discovered Mega Evolved Pokemon. Mega Dragonite is a newly discovered Mega Evolved Pokemon with distinctive Dragonair-like features, including wings on its head and a propeller along its tail. Mega Dragonite can also fly faster and farther than ever before. Please visit the official Pokemon Legends ZA website for more information. And then we also have new details revealed for Pokemon Champions, which is releasing in 2026. In Pokemon Champions, trainers can recruit Pokemon to join their teams and battle other trainers. Trial recruitment allows Pokemon to join the player's team for a limited time, letting them try out a Pokemon in battle straight away and test strategies. Permanent recruitment uses victory points with its VP, which are also gained from various methods, such as rank battles. To add Pokemon to the player's team permanently, players can also use VP to train Pokemon according to their own preferences, according to altering their stats and abilities. There are 3 different battle modes available in Pokemon Champions, which can be played in both single battle and double battle formats. Rank battles. Players can test their skills against other trainers from all over the world. Trainers are also divided into tiers based on their skill level. Casual battles. Trainers can test how their teams perform against Pokemon trainers from around the world in a relaxed environment. And private battles. Players can battle against friends and family in the same in-game room. Pokemon Champions is slated for release in 2026 for Switch 2, Switch 1, and iOS and Android devices. Please visit the official Pokemon Champions website for more information. Teaser of Pokemon Tales, The Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu. Pokemon and Artemon have partnered to create a new stop-motion animated series coming in 2027. A series that offers a unique look into the Pokemon world with the signature Automon sense of character, comedy, and craft. A new teaser for the highly anticipated series can be seen on the official Pokemon YouTube channel, which you guys, of course, have already seen a little bit of a glimpse of it while we were talking about this. Pokemon Friends, a new puzzle game available right now on both Switch 1 and also the Switch 2. Available today on Nintendo Switch 1, also compatible with Switch 2 and iOS and Android devices. Pokemon Friends is a puzzle game where trainers can enjoy untangling their minds by solving brain teasers that draw inspiration from the unique world of Pokemon. Players solve puzzles to earn yarn, which can be put into the Plush-O-Matic to create Pokemon plush in the game. The plush-loving residents of Thinktown will also ask for help via friend quests, and the player can help them out by bringing them plush. Plush toys can also be used to decorate the player's customizable in-game plush rooms, with options to rearrange furniture and wallpaper to switch up each room's look and feel. Developed in collaboration with Wonderfy Incorporated, Pokemon Friends features 1,200 puzzles that were designed to bring out the fun and critical thinking. Trainers can also complete friend quests, track daily progress with stamps in their calendar, and up to 150 different plush. With up to 5 separate save files, the game encourages daily play for the whole family to enjoy the fun together. For more information, check the official Pokemon Friends website. New cards coming to the Pokemon Trading Card Game TCG Mega Evolution Expansion. In anticipation of the September 26, 2025 launch of the Mega Evolution Expansion for the best-selling Pokemon Trading Card Game, the Pokemon Company Group offered a look at more new cards that players can look forward to playing with and collecting, including Mega Lucario EX, Mega Kageksan EX, and Mega Gardevoir EX. In addition, the Mega Evolution Expansion includes cards featuring Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Mega Venusaur EX that reveal a larger image when connected. Promo cards and prizes for Pokemon World Champions participants. Trainers from around the world will battle across various Pokemon titles at the 2025 Pokemon World Championships from August 15th to August 17th in Anaheim, California. Following the previous announcement of the World's Celebratory Pikachu card, artwork from the Paradise Resort promo card given to those competing in the World Championships while supplies last, once revealed during the Pokemon Presents. And for more information, please visit the official 2025 Pokemon World Championships website. New experiences and updates were also announced for additional Pokemon titles, including the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video games, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Sleep, and Pokemon Unite, and Pokemon Masters EX, Pokemon Cafe Remix, and Pokemon Concierge. Fans can learn more about the latest announcements by viewing the Pokemon Presents in its entirety on the Pokemon YouTube channel. And so yeah, those are all the announcements that we have for this, that took place during this recent Pokemon Presents presentation for July 2025. Of course, typical Pokemon Presents, nothing really too big was announced here and pretty much shown off like anything like super mind-blowing, like if it was like a Nintendo Direct or something like that. But honestly though, it was pretty cool what they showed off here. But like I said before, the only interesting thing that they pretty much showed off here, in my opinion at least, was obviously Pokemon Legends EA with all that new information that they showed off for it. And it's actually quite interesting that they were showing off the Switch 2 version of this, like the Switch 2 edition of Pokemon Legends EA. Which I mean, it makes sense because you know it's Nintendo's newest hardware, and also, of course, they do want to show. They very much do want to show off the Switch 2 version of Pokemon Legends EA. But honestly, though, definitely still do look forward to Pokemon Legends EA when it comes out on October 16th. Which obviously, without a doubt, I'm definitely going to be picking this up on the Switch 2 so that we can pretty much check this out and, of course, play this at 60 frames per second. So yeah, what do you guys think about all the announcements that were made during this recent Pokemon Presents presentation for July 2025? Any of you have any thoughts about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and would absolutely love to hear your thoughts about what do you guys think about this. But not only that was the only Pokemon announcement that was made. Oddly enough, this was actually made, and we also didn't talk about this during that live reaction stream. It's actually quite interesting and kind of weird that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company decided to announce this like immediately right after the presentation ended. There is a new bundle for Pokemon Legends EA, pretty much that comes bundled with a Switch 2 actually, which makes this the first ever post-launch Switch 2 bundle to ever launch, besides the Mario Kart World Bundle that pretty much launched on June 5th. So, as you guys see right here, this is the official Switch 2 bundle that comes with Pokemon Legends EA. And this tweet and this information is coming from Nintendo of America's official X account, and this is what the information says about this. So, this is what the post on X says. A bundle featuring the Nintendo Switch 2 system and a full game download for the Pokemon Legends EA Nintendo Switch 2 Edition game will be available on October 16th. And if you go to the link right here, it'll take you to the pre-order page to pre-order the Pokemon Legends EA Switch 2 bundle. Which you can put your pre-order in right now, and it'll officially launch in stores on October 16th. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. And honestly, though, I kind of do wish there was a little bit more going on with this, because pretty much with this bundle, and there's been so far no one knew no. Oh, I'm sorry, I get my English once again. I don't want to hear no L's in the chat. But anyways, so it would have been cool if there was a special edition of this, like maybe just have a bit more like variety to it. Actually, just have like some decals on the dock and maybe some like special edition Joy-Con 2s. But it is what it is, honestly. But if you guys that do not have a Switch 2 yet and want to pick it up before, or if you guys do want to play the Switch 2 version of Pokemon Legends EA, I would highly recommend definitely picking this up right here, and especially when it launches with the game on October 16th. Well, yeah, what do you guys think about this brand new bundle that's just been announced for Pokemon Legends EA with the Switch 2? And let me know if you guys are planning on picking this up or planning on getting a pre-order in for this before it actually does launch. And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, we'll love to hear your thoughts on this. But alright, the next news item, and this kind of goes off something that we've already talked about before, but we have a bit of an update on this actually. As has just been reported, and it's pretty much up right now actually, the sign-ups for the participation for the upcoming Nintendo Switch Online playtest program, which is pretty much going to be going on sometime like next. Well, actually, it's going on right now with the Switch Online playtest program. The sign-ups are available right now, so if you guys want to actually, if you guys want to check out the Switch Online playtest program, like I said, either if you already played this for yourself before when it first came out like last year, or if you just want to get a second chance on this, or if you never played it yet, I would highly recommend definitely signing up for the playtest. That you can pretty much sign up for it right now, and then you can you also get a free download code. Then just try it out for yourself actually to see what you guys think about what Nintendo is pretty much showcasing with this playtest program. Now, unfortunately, if any of y'all trying to upload any videos or any streams on this game, I will warn you guys, do not even do it, because if you do, those Nintendo ninjas, they will definitely come after you if you do try to actually stream this game or upload any videos on this. And if you're someone watching that usually joins our streams like on either our Discord chat or also on the Switch 2 game chat, please, I am begging you guys, do not show any of that stuff here on this channel. Please do not. I am begging you guys, do not show anything with this playtest program. I don't care. I don't care if you guys want to or not. I'm telling you guys, do not do it, because if there's any stream that you guys showcase that playtest program on any of my streams, on the Discord chat or also on the Switch 2 game chat, then those streams of videos are automatically gonna get taken down. So I just wanted to warn you guys about that. Do not show any streams or any videos on this playtest program. And but yeah, but what do you guys think overall? And let me know if you guys have already signed up for the Switch Online playtest program. And if you guys have already been playing it, let me know what you guys think about it so far. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Once again, here about what do you guys think about this. But alright, our next news item, and we finally have some more information about something that we've pretty much already kind of talked about before, but it's been quite a long time since we've heard anything about this. A LEGO Game Boy has been officially revealed and announced to be releasing here sometime pretty soon. Now, we've already kind of talked about this previously before, but we just barely had any information regarding the LEGO Game Boy and not really seeing what it actually officially looks like. But now with this brand new video that you guys see right now on the screen, this is what the LEGO Game Boy officially looks like, and it's pretty cool though what they have to offer here, and especially with those actual Game Boy cartridges, both Zelda Link's Awakening and also Mario Land. that originally released on the Game Boy as well. So let's get into the information about what we have here for this Lego Game Boy. And this information, once again, is coming from NintendoEverything.com, and this is the information that we have for this Lego Game Boy set. And so this is what the article says here. After having to wait a few months, we finally have a look at the Lego Game Boy. The Lego Game Boy was announced toward the start of the year. At that time, though, almost nothing was shared outside of the initial reveal. There was no information about what fans could actually expect. Now, as part of Comic-Con festivities, information is starting to roll out. The 421-piece set looks like a near one-to-one scale replica of Nintendo's gaming handheld once it's assembled. Also, we now know that the gamepad cartridges won't be included for Super Mario Land and The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Below is the official product description. Quote, remember powering up your Game Boy for the first time? The Lego Game Boy 72046 building set for adults helps Nintendo fans ages 18 and up relive the magic of that moment with Lego bricks. A fantastic game for oh, hold on. Alright, sorry about that, guys, but anyways, I'm gonna continue on here. A fantastic game for fans of Nintendo video games. The collectible set features a near one-to-one scale brick-built replica of the original Game Boy handheld game system from Nintendo. Press the control pad A and B buttons and select and start, just like on the real system. As you build, explore other iconic Game Boy details, including the contrast adjustment and volume dial and the gamepad slot. Customize your display with interchangeable brick build, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, or Super Mario Land Game Boy game packs, and corresponding lenticular screens, or a Nintendo Start screen. Place your creation on the buildable display stand for the ultimate piece of retro-inspired home or office gaming decor. Build solo or with friends using the step-by-step instructions or by accessing the LEGO Builder app. Set contains 421 pieces. You'll be able to pick up the Lego Game Boy on October 1st, 2025 for $60, and pre-orders are now open. And let us know if you're going to be picking this one up when it drops later in 2025. So yeah, pretty cool stuff once again. Thankfully, we finally, at last, got our first official look at what the Lego Game Boy officially looks like, and pretty cool what they had to offer here with this. You get yourself a startup screen when you first turn on your Game Boy. Like, you'll be able to actually, put that in there as one of the customizable options for this Lego Game Boy. And it's really cool how, once again, they have pretty much nailed it with a one-on-one scale replica of what the original Game Boy looked like back in the day. And then also, including one of the most amazing details for this Lego Game Boy set, without a doubt, cartridges of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening and Mario Land that it can also insert into the actual Lego Game Boy itself. Now, it doesn't like if those games will actually work. Unfortunately, obviously, the games are not going to work, unfortunately, even though it will be super sick if you inserted them into the Lego Game Boy, and then it would actually play those games, actually. I'm going to say that's not going to be the case, but it's always something that, would add a lot more detail and a lot more nostalgia to any of you guys remember those old days on the Game Boy, playing it back in the day. But yeah, what do you guys think about this information that was shared about the Lego Game Boy set? And let me know if you guys are going to be picking this up when it launches on October 1st, 2025. And, yeah, if you guys have any thoughts about this, let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comment section down below. And once again, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this once again. And alright, the next news item. We now have our official first ever sales data for pretty much the Nintendo Switch 2 with its hardware and its software sales. Pretty much for the very first time ever that, pretty much were released this just as of recent. And this is some pretty dope stuff that, of course, you guys already know. We, of course, got to talk about this here. So this information is once again coming from NintendoEverything.com. And this is the information that we have for this here, for pretty much all the sales data that we have for the Switch 2 for its first month. And so this is what the information says here. Nintendo Switch 2 set a US sales record in June as it achieved the highest launch month unit sales for any video game hardware in history. It's also the fastest selling platform in the country. The new device sold over 1.6 million units last month, according to the latest sales data from Circana. I think that's how you say the name. PlayStation 4 was previously the record holder at 1.1 million units sold. The Nintendo Switch 2 was June's best-selling video game hardware at both units and dollars. Nintendo Switch 2 provided a boost in the gaming market as a whole last month. Consumer spending at both hardware and accessories reached a new all-time June records in the U.S. June hardware spending rose by 249% year over year to $978 million. The previous high was $608 million in June of 2008. That is insane, actually. We previously heard that the Nintendo Switch 2 has sold 1.1 million units in the US over less than a week ago. It was also reported that it was the fastest selling Nintendo hardware in the United States. Nintendo Switch 2 continues to set records. Recently we shared that one hat was achieved in Japan, which you can read about in the actual article for yourself here. So yeah, to all those Switch 2 haters out there, the Switch 2, we've already kind of saw this happen. We kind of already saw this coming. The Switch 2, when it first launched and when it was first announced, it was gonna sell like crazy though. It was gonna do absolute game busters, and it never does look like that is actually the case with what boys pretty much shared with the Switch 2 in terms of the first ever sales records for pretty much the month of June, specifically in the US. And of course, we already kind of saw this already with the Switch 1. So like I said, not that much a surprise that we pretty much get to see the same thing here with the Switch 2 as well. So for all you Switch 2 haters out there, keep on hating all you want on the Switch 2, because the Switch 2, no matter what happens, it's still gonna sell. It's still gonna sell like crazy though. One, that's not only the a piece of information that we have for the sales data for the Switch 2 in June of 2025. We also have the best-selling games of June 2025 in the U.S. and we also have the first ever Switch 2 games that also appear here as well. And so, once again, the information is, well, pretty much all the rest of this information about this is covered on NintendoEverything.com, and this is what we have here for this information. And so, this is what it says here. New data from Circana gives us a look at the best-selling games of June of 2025, specifically on Nintendo platforms. The first wave of Nintendo Switch 2 games are here. Unsurprisingly, Mario Kart World tops the list. Behind it is Cyberpunk 2077, and other notable titles include Street Fighter 6 at number 6, and Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster at number 9. Here's a full list of the best sellers on Nintendo Switch 2 and Switch 1 for June 2025. So starting from the bottom, at number 10, Minecraft. At number 9, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. At number 8, Hogwarts Legacy. At number 7, Mario Kart 8. Well, I'm probably guessing they're talking about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. At number 6, Street Fighter 6. At number 5, Zelda Breath of the Wild. And at number 4, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. At number 3, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. At number 2, Cyberpunk 2077. And number 1, definitely most obviously, Mario Kart World. Note that the Nintendo published games don't include digital data, only physical sales are factored in. In case you missed it, you can find the overall top 20 across all platforms for the month on, once again, the article, once again. And thanks to Matt Pescatella for today's chart. So, yeah, quite obviously, once again, Mario Kart World is at pretty much the number one sales, it's pretty much number one for the sales charts. Once again, it's not really much too much of a surprise, because it was pretty much a launch title for the Switch 2, and I met a majority of people that actually ended up getting the Switch 2 was pretty much the Mario Kart World bundle. Because as we all know, if you get the Mario Kart World bundle with the Switch 2, with Mario Kart World plus the actual console itself, you'll be able to get the game for pretty much like way much lower than if you want to get it like separately away from like on the bundle for like what they're offering for like $80. But not bad though. Pretty good to see that these games are pretty much in the top 10 so far. Now once again, it includes not only the Switch 2 games, but also games that, as you guys did notice, were also from the Switch 1 as well. Which like I said before, Mario Kart World being number 1, that's definitely not a big surprise, honestly. But then also, we now have the best-selling digital games that pretty much launched during the launch month for the Switch 2, and we're pretty much going to go ahead and read this here. So Newzoo compiled new digital data. This once again is coming from NintendoEverything.com. Newzoo compiled new digital data and published a report that offers insight into the best-selling Nintendo Switch 2 games during the launch month in June. The information is based on sales from 6 key markets: United States, the UK, Germany, France, Spain, and Italy. The top 5 bestsellers were Deltarune, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, Mario Kart World, Minecraft, No Man's Sky, in that order. Minecraft doesn't have its own Nintendo Switch 2 version, but it has Switch 1 backwards compatibility. Keep in mind that sales from the Mario Kart World hardware bundle are not factored in. We also have a look at the rankings based on revenue. The top 5 is Mario Kart World, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, Cyberpunk 2077, No Man's Sky, and Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Next up, there's important information available based on monthly active users. The top 5 here is Mario Kart World, Fortnite, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and Animal Crossing New Horizons. A key takeaway here is that players seem to be pretty interested in revisiting certain games that get technical upgrades, whether through backwards compatibility or paid upgrades. Mortal Kombat 11 actually saw a big growth in monthly active users, and there were similar trends with The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. And the article continues on here, kinda. Speaking of backwards compatibility, Nintendo recently fixed a bunch of Switch 1 games for Switch 2, and they had the full list of it on the actual article itself. So pretty interesting, all the digital sales data for the Switch 2 that were from the launch month back in June 2025. So, just as before, Mario Kart World is not a big surprise that it's in the top 5 yet again. And of course, I would say a lot of people, I've been hearing so many people, they have been revisiting a lot of their Switch 1 back catalog, revisiting a lot of these older Switch 1 games. Because as we all know, the majority of the Switch 1 library is pretty much backwards compatible with the Switch 2, which has a bunch of improvements from the Switch 1 versions. Mainly the biggest one was definitely Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, where you can now play the game at full 60 frames per second, besides the 30 FPS that was offered on the Switch 1. And especially Mortal Kombat 11, very interesting that after saw a big growth in monthly active users. Ever since now, you can now play Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch 2. Well, pretty much backwards compatible with the Switch 1. And also playing it on the Switch 2 with like maybe less a better resolution, and there's like a lot of big improvements with this if you play Mortal Kombat 11 from your Switch 1 over to your Switch 2 once again. And then also, there is some big news regarding all these different sales records, and it's now been reported that the Switch 2 in Japan beat out the sales records for the PlayStation 2. So that's actually pretty funny because pretty much a sequel to the Switch has beaten out the sequel to the PlayStation with of course the Switch 2, and it beating out the PlayStation 2. That's actually kind of funny actually thinking about it. And once again, this information is covered on NintendoEverything.com, and this is the information that we have for this here. And so this is what it says here with the details. In a report from Yoamori, the outlet reveals that the Nintendo Switch 2 beat PS2 for sales records in Japan. This is based on sales data provided by Famitsu. Nintendo Switch 2 appears to have sold at least 1.5 million units in Japan during its first month. However, Famitsu doesn't track data for units sold by Nintendo, so that number would be quite a bit higher. Famitsu tracks sales from over 3,000 stores in Japan. In any case, the current figure for Nintendo Switch 2 stands at 1,538,260 units sold, setting a new console record. The PlayStation 2 has sold 1,134,862 units. The previous record holder for Nintendo systems was the GBA, which was a handheld, at 1,367,433 systems sold in its first month, followed by the Nintendo DS at 1,846. The original Nintendo Switch only sold 556,633 units, which ended up being the best-selling gaming platform ever in Japan. Nintendo has been keeping quiet about Switch 2 sales aside from the launch, though we did hear that after less than a week. It sold 3.5 million units worldwide, and we should be getting an update next week when the company reports its latest financial briefings. So yeah, pretty big stuff once again for Nintendo. The Switch 2 has finally, the Switch 2 finally was able to manage to beat out the sales records for the PS2. Pretty much by just a little bit, which is actually pretty interesting. That the Switch 2 has now apparently sold in Japan at least 1.5 million units in Japan during its first month. So yeah, pretty interesting once again. 1.5 million units that was sold in the first month for the Switch 2 in Japan. And of course, obviously it's going to be pretty big in Japan because, you know, Nintendo's like pretty. When it comes to stuff with Nintendo, it's gonna do pretty well in Japan. Which, again, pretty interesting that the Switch 2 was able to outsell the PS2 in that region. So yeah, what do you guys think about the Switch 2 officially beating out the PS2 in terms of sales in Japan? And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts as always in the comment section down below. And once again, I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. And alright, the next news item, we have some news regarding the Switch 2 version of Borderlands 4. And I know I said I was going to be skipping on this game, but for you guys that are watching the stream that are still interested in playing Borderlands 4 on the Switch 2, of course, I definitely got you guys covered here. As we now have the official release date for the Switch 2 version of Borderlands 4, which 2K pretty much reported that it wasn't going to be releasing day and date with the other platforms, and it was going to be releasing after the other console versions of Borderlands 4. So we have some good news regarding that, but pretty unfortunate news at the same time when it comes to this game running on the Switch 2. And so this information is coming from NintendoEverything.com, and this is the information that we have for this here. And so this is what the article says here. Just a short while ago, 2K and Gearbox shared the release date for Borderlands 4 on the Nintendo Switch 2. The game launches on October 3rd, 2025. So, that's pretty much the release date for the Switch 2 version of Borderlands 4. October 3rd, 2025. The wait for Borderlands 4 on Nintendo Switch 2 won't be terribly long compared to the other platforms. The initial launch is happening on September 12th, so it's about a month extra. Crossplay will be supported. That means Nintendo Switch 2 players will be able to play online with those on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC via co-op. Below is an overview of the game. Borderlands 4 brings intense action, pretty much a word I can't really say, Vault Hunters, and billions of wild and deadly weapons to an all-new planet ruled by a ruthless tyrant. Crash and Krayos, I'm not sure how you say that, but if I mispronounce it, I apologize. As one of 4 new Vault Hunters seeking wealth and glory, wield powerful action skills, customize your build with deep skill trees, and dominate enemies with dynamic movement abilities. Break free from the oppressive Timekeeper, a ruthless dictator who now dominates the masses from on high. Now a world-altering catastrophe threatens his perfect order, unleashing mayhem across the planet. Become an unstoppable force of battle, blasted through enemies with an all-new arsenal of outrageous weaponry. Move across the borderlands like never before, double jumping, gliding, dodging, grappling, and more. Dealing death from every direction, explode each encounter with devastating action skills that unleash your Vault Hunter's unique abilities. Craft a perfect build and branching skill trees in a deep, rewarding loot chase full of wild weapons and powerful gear. Wreaking havoc across Kairos is awesome alone and even better with friends and 4-player online co-op. Borderlands 4 is designed for co-op from the ground up. Whether you're hunting for loot, tackling missions, or wandering freely, level scaling and individual difficulty keeps the party together and having fun. Freely explore a vast and dangerous world rife with wary factions. Hop on your hoverbike and ride through lush fields, towering peaks, and deadly deserts full of fearsome enemies, dynamic events, and engaging quests with unforgettable characters. Unite the people of Kairos and ignite a revolution tackling this adventure. However, you see fit in a seamless Borderlands experience. Borderlands 4 is one of the few titles 2K has released for the Switch 2. At launch, we saw Civilization 7 and WWE 2K25, very much is out now, and NBA 2K26 follows in September. Now, the unfortunate news about this, of course, all that stuff was pretty much good news, that the game will be launching on October 3rd, 2025 on the Switch 2, and then it's got crossplay support with Switch 2 players with the other platforms as well. But the unfortunate thing about this is, the game is unfortunately going to be running at 30 frames per second, along with some slight frame rate dips, which the official developers of Borderlands 4 unfortunately did confirm that in like a post on X. What it did say that the game is going to be the Switch 2 version is going to be running at 30 frames per second with some slight frame rate dips. So if you guys were hoping that this game was going to run at full 60 frames per second, and unfortunately it's not going to be the case, and it's going to run at 30 frames per second with some slight frame rate dips. Which means it's unfortunate though, but like I said, it definitely is what it is for sure. But what do you guys think about all this information that was shared about the Switch 2 version of Borderlands 4? Once again, the game is launching on the Switch 2 on October 3rd, 2025, with some crossplay support with the other platforms. And let me know if you guys are going to be picking this up when it does launch on that day on the Switch 2. And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And once again, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. And alright, our next news item, and we have yet another update for Nintendo Music, as not only there was not only one game, not only two games, but 26 games in total that were pretty much added to Nintendo Music. And when I first saw this, my mind was immediately blown because this is probably the most amount of games that have been added to Nintendo Music ever since the app first launched. And it was a bunch of NES games that were added to Nintendo Music as of recent. Now, these are only just a few of the games. Of course, if you guys want to check it out for yourself, first of all, well, definitely for sure, download the Nintendo Music app. If you guys want to hear any soundtracks from some of the list of games that we're going to be mentioning here. And among those listed games are Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong Jr. Math, the original DK, Donkey Kong 3, Duck Hunt, Excite Bike, Ice Climber, Mario Bros. The arcade version, Urban Champion, Wild Gunman, Rankin Crew, and just a few more to add to Nintendo Music. And on Nintendo Everything's official article, they do also list more of the games that got added to Nintendo Music. Once again, like I said before, it's absolutely quite insane how many games got added to Nintendo Music as of recent. So once again, if you guys want to listen to any of those NES soundtracks on the Nintendo Music app, download the app right now. If you guys want to listen to any soundtracks from some of the games that we didn't mention, among some other ones that we didn't really list either. But yeah, what do you guys think about all these different NES games that just got added to Nintendo Music as of recent? And if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And once again, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And alright, the next news item, and as we all know, pretty much what we talked about last week, Nate the Hate, still to this day, one of the most credible Nintendo leaker out there, that once again got the reveal of the Switch 2 correct back during January of this year. He has, like, we pretty much also kind of talked about that he was reporting that there was going to be a Nintendo Direct sometime this month, sometime after the release of DK Bonanza. And as you all know, we have not seen no sign of any Nintendo Direct this week. That we're all of us Nintendo fans are holding out hope that we're hopefully gonna get a Nintendo Direct next week. And fans have been questioning if if a Nintendo Direct is still gonna happen sometime this month. Well, Nate the Hate is back at it again, and he's came out and doubled down on this rumor about a July Nintendo Direct happening here pretty soon. And this information is coming from mynintendonews.com, and this is the information we have for what Nate the Hate had to say about this. And so this is what it says here. Prominent video game leaker Nate the Hate has doubled down on his statement that he believes a Nintendo Direct presentation is happening this month. He has said this a couple of times now, and seems quite confident that a Nintendo showcase will be taking place. Obviously, the massive Donkey Kong Bonanza is now out, and fans are naturally wondering what's next for the Nintendo Switch 2. Hopefully we won't have that much longer to wait to find out. And this is what this is the quote that Nate the Hate said about this. So this is what he said, and I quote, "But a Direct is still happening in July, to my knowledge." So that's what pretty much Nate the Hate had to say about this recently. He said, with him saying that, he definitely still feels confident that a July Nintendo Direct, without a doubt, is still going to happen. Which sort of to say, that still does need to happen, because we still have no dates for any of these, for specifically these more first-party Nintendo Switch 2 titles. Like Metroid Prime 4, we still need a release date for that. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, when's that going to come out? Splatoon Raiders. I also definitely want to know more information about Kirby Air Riders, because with Kirby Air Riders, along with Splatoon Raiders, we barely don't know any information about any of those games and when they're actually going to come out as well. I wonder what's been going on behind the scenes with those two games. Which hopefully, once again, pretty soon, we are definitely going to get into this. When what Nate the Hate is saying, we hopefully are going to get a Nintendo Direct here soon. But speaking of Nintendo Direct rumors, or pretty much stuff that's like already been confirmed, to kind of go off this Nintendo Direct stuff here, Metroid Prime 4. And it's so funny I just mentioned it actually. It looks like it's now been reported that Metroid Prime 4 has now been finally rated in Korea, which that does mean that we could finally at last, after 8 years of waiting for Metroid Prime 4 to actually release, it looks like if there could be finally light at the end of the tunnel for Metroid Prime 4 fans, or Metroid Prime fans in general, that have been waiting for Metroid Prime 4 to officially release here. I know it's been 8 years since this game has been announced, and that was still during the Switch 1 generation. Way back when the Switch 1 first launched, all the way back in 2017, and when Metroid Prime 4 was first teased, all the way back during E3 2017. Man, RIP E3, man. It was so hype when it finally first got announced. But not only Metroid Prime 4 got rated in Korea, the same thing goes for Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which has also been rated in Korea, just like Metroid Prime 4 as well. So I'm telling you guys, a Nintendo Direct, once again, is becoming a lot sooner rather than later. And Metroid Prime 4, and also Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment recently got rated in Korea. It definitely does mean, once again, and especially what Nate the Hate is saying, it is definitely a Nintendo Direct definitely does, it has to happen a lot, like, sooner rather than later, for sure there. Like I said, what Nate the Hate pretty much said, and I got it kind of going off that, Metroid Prime 4, and also Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, getting rated in Korea. So yeah, what do you guys think about what Nate the Hate had to pretty much clarify with the July Nintendo Direct, and also what do you guys think about Metroid Prime 4, and also Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment getting rated in Korea? And do you guys think with all of that, a Nintendo Direct is still going to be happening here pretty soon for the month of July? And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts as always in the comment section down below. And once again, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. And alright, we do have some more news items here, but we're kind of running short on time, so we're gonna pretty much go over one last news item before we officially wrap things up here. And this one is pretty interesting as well. Well, actually, let's do two more news items here. So, the next news item that we have is Microsoft is apparently reporting that more Xbox games are expected to be coming to the Switch 2. They also do mention PS5, but we obviously do care about Nintendo here, obviously. But this is pretty interesting what Microsoft had to say, and we obviously know this is going to end up being the case, because Microsoft has been very supportive of the Switch 1 platform, like back during the Switch 1 generation. That is even most obvious. They're definitely going to be a huge supporter of the Switch 2 platform as well. We're bringing some of their games over to the platform. And so this is this information that's coming from MyNintendoNews.com, and this is the information that we have for this here. And this is what the information says right here. The game business is reporting this afternoon that Microsoft is preparing to announce a variety of titles for the Nintendo Switch 2 and Sony's PlayStation 5 in the coming weeks. It's not clear which titles have been handpicked by the team at Microsoft to launch on other devices, but it'll certainly be interesting to see. And the article continues on here. Xbox is expected to announce more game ports to other platforms, including Nintendo Switch 2 and PlayStation 5 in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, PlayStation is bringing its hit shooter Helldivers 2 to Xbox in August. So, just like I guess this kind of goes off what we just thought about with a Nintendo Direct happening here pretty soon. I'm definitely thinking we are definitely going to see a lot more Xbox games get announced by the Switch 2 during the next Nintendo Direct, which there also have been reports out there saying that a lot of third-party developers are waiting to announce some of their games for the Switch 2 and an upcoming Nintendo Direct, which Microsoft, it looks like they are definitely holding off for some of their announcements for some of their more Xbox exclusive games that also could come over to the Switch 2. Apparently, they're reporting that it could be happening here pretty soon in the coming weeks, which Also, could go on with a like I said, Nintendo Direct presentation here pretty soon. So yeah, what do you guys think about what was pretty much said about Microsoft wanting to bring some of their Xbox games over to the Switch 2 and announce them within the coming weeks? And do you guys think that it could be announced in a Nintendo Direct here pretty soon? With the one that Nate the Hate is pretty much reporting on. And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And once again, I would also love to hear your thoughts on this. And alright guys, the very last news item that we have for the stream here, or for the show, this once again is interesting. And of course, we're going to be talking about Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And you guys may be wondering, why in the world are we talking about this in the show? Like, what is there to even talk about once again? Well, apparently it's been reported that originally this game was not going to have just Mario and Sonic characters in the game, because that's obviously what the name entails. And that's with Mario characters alongside Sonic characters in the Olympics. Apparently, it was originally going to be a huge crossover with Zelda, Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and tons of more different franchises in this game. And this information about this is coming from NintendoEverything.com. And in case you guys are curious about this, this is what the article says here about this. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 turned out to be a fairly standard entry in the Nintendo X Sega crossover sports series, but it seems that the original plan for the game was originally much grander. Tons of additional franchises and IPs were apparently going to be added. There was interest in including Pokemon, Street Fighter, Mega Man, Dragon Ball, Metal Gear Solid, the Sonic family, Mario family, Zelda, and some Sony and Microsoft properties / characters were also originally planned for the game. That news comes from Lee Conker, who previously worked on every Mario and Sonic game. He told one fan on social media that the initial crossover plan was a very big idea that didn't happen. He added, certain characters could only be used for certain events. Conker also said last year that the Mario and Sonic series is finished. In other words, we apparently will be getting a new entry anytime soon. What do you think about the original? Okay, we don't need to read about any about that. But very interesting once again how originally in the original plans for Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympics, that not only it was going to add Mario characters and also Sonic characters, it was also going to have Zelda, Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and apparently some Sony and Microsoft properties were originally going to be in this game. But it would have been kind of cool if that actually would have been the case. But of course, you definitely don't want to go over the extreme with not adding any other properties, because then it would just end up being Super Smash Bros. At the Tokyo Olympics. That's kind of what it felt like a little bit with all those different crossover characters. If it were to happen, and just thinking about the roster, actually, the roster would have been absolutely insane. Now, just thinking about it, especially with all the different IPs that are originally going to be added in Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympics. Well, yeah, I just wanted to kind of share this for you guys here, in case you guys were interested about this information. But of course, what do you guys think about it? And of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And once again, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. Alright, but those are all the news items that we have for this episode of Nintendo News Roundup. But there's a couple of quick reminders of some upcoming about some releases that recently dropped this week. The first one is WWE 2K25 is officially now out on the Nintendo Switch 2. So, if you guys want to pick it up for yourself right now, you can either pick it up physically or digitally for the Switch 2. Now, if you want to get it physically, unfortunately, I know there's a lot of people out there that are not a big fan of the game key cards. This game is a game key card if you do get this game physically, but it won't be that much of a problem if you do end up getting this game for the Switch 2 digitally on the Switch 2 eShop. Now, myself personally, I do kind of want to get this game. I'm still a bit 50-50 if I might actually end up getting WWE 2K25 on the Switch 2. Maybe if I do end up getting it, and probably might be later on, possibly. Maybe for like Christmas or something like that. Now, from what I've heard from this game, it is absolutely impressive, though. And it's just like you're playing this game on the other platforms, and this game does run at full 60 frames per second, which is a pretty huge deal. But once again, for WWE 2K25 on the Switch 2 once again. So I just want to let you guys know about that real quick, as well as something that we just streamed yesterday. Which, if you guys have not yet checked out that stream yet on this game, It is up right now on our YouTube channel. If you guys want to go check it out, pretty much the replay. Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV is officially out now as well. So if you guys want to get the upgrade for yourself, now that's a tip for you guys. If you guys already own the game, if you guys already own it on the Switch 1, then you'll be able to upgrade this game for only $20. If once again you go to the Switch 2 eShop and click on I think it's like upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition or something like that on the Switch 2 eShop. If you put down $20, if you already own the game already, then you guys just have to sell it for yourself here. So we actually did check this out yesterday, and it was pretty interesting what they had to offer. Like, it's a pretty cool upgrade for Mario Party Jamboree overall, and yeah. So I just want to let you guys know about this. The Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 Edition is officially out right now. So if you want to check it out for yourself, make sure you guys get it on the Switch eShop. And there is also a physical version that does come with the actual game itself, like the actual cartridge from the Switch 1. It also comes with the upgrade pack as well. So yeah, overall with that, that's all the news items that we have for this episode of Nintendo News Roundup. So unfortunately, we don't have that much time to take any comments from the chat because, like I said, we are definitely running overtime with this episode of Nintendo News Roundup because there was a lot more stuff that we didn't mention during this episode of Nintendo News Roundup. So yeah, what do you guys think about all the news that we shared in this episode of the show? And as always, keep letting me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And once again, I'd also love to hear your thoughts about all the stuff we discussed in today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. But anyways, thank you all for coming by for the stream, and thanks to everybody for hanging out with us here. Really sorry that once again we can't take any comments here in the chat because, as I keep saying, we're just running short on time once again, and I gotta get set up a DK Bonanza that's gonna be happening here pretty soon. But yeah, definitely make sure you guys stay tuned for that in about 10 or 15 minutes for when we do the next episode of Donkey Kong Bonanza right here on YouTube. So, and if you guys are a member in our Discord server, I will be having it into the voice chat right as soon as I sign off here. So, make sure you guys, just want to let you guys know about that once again. So, but overall, if you guys enjoyed today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup and want to keep up to date on more upcoming episodes of the show every single Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern and 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, make sure you guys, as always, again, give the stream a thumbs up on your way out. And also, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys, as always, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure you guys turn on all notifications to not miss out on more upcoming episodes of Nintendo News Roundup every single Friday, and also keep up to date on more upcoming Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2 content next in the near future. But with that, that's what we're all going to do for me here for your boy Nintendo Logan, and I'm going to be signing off with the stream, and I'll, of course, see you guys here in about 10 or 15 minutes for the next episode of Donkey Kong Bonanza. So, peace out, love you guys, God bless, have a great day, watch your one-ups, be blessed, and we hope to see you guys here in about 10 or 15 minutes for more Donkey Kong Bonanza. So, we'll see you guys then, and may God bless you, and we'll see you here in a few minutes. What's up, Joy-Con gang? I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you guys want to stay up to date on more upcoming videos in the near future on this channel, make sure you guys click that subscribe button to be a part of our amazing Joy-Con gang community. Plus, also, be sure to enable that notification bell to all to be notified and not miss a single new upload on this channel every single week. And if you all also want to stay up to date on more upcoming events from this channel and even see some exclusive behind the scenes stuff as well, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at NintendoLoganYT for exclusive posts you will not see anywhere else on this channel in the future, from posting my amiibos or whatever kind of stuff you guys want to see on my Instagram, and especially in the near future, maybe do some like live Instagram hangouts with you guys as well. And lastly, if you all enjoy all the moments that we have on the channel as well, make sure you guys consider checking out our Nintendo Loaded Clips channel as well, which is pretty much our second YouTube channel, where we upload new clips on there every Monday and Wednesday, where you can check out all of our past funny and epic moments that I bet you guys will definitely enjoy for sure there, because we got a lot of funny clips on there once again. And of course, if you guys do none of that, as I was saying, one person very in particular is going to be saying, what's wrong with you if you guys don't do none of that? And that's pretty much right to Feast-Me. He's going to be telling you what's wrong with you until you do all the stuff you guys see on the right side of me here. And I do promise you guys that. So, alright, but anyways, guys, so that's going to do it for your boy Nintendo Logan here for this video. And I'm going to be signing off for this video once again. So, I will see you guys in the next video. And peace out. And love you guys. God bless. And have a great day, everybody. Peace out, Joy-Con gang.